Hello, guys. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Unfiltered World podcast show. Today, we're talking regrets of losing someone you really love. Okay, there's this song by R. Kelly. I decided this is probably the only song I love more than any other song I've ever listened. And yes, not forgetting his other song called If I Could Turn Back the Hands of Time. Okay? I do advise all of you people who can relate to today's episode to go back and listen to those songs. Those songs, those are the kind of songs that make a man cry or make a lady cry. You know, when you are in a certain stage in life or a certain age in life where when you go back to the hands of time and like you go back down the memory lane and you see the wrongs, the rights, like all the things that a man can regret. And surely he does regret. And when, like ladies, they call it karma. Ladies, they call it karma. Karma do come in life. And when it does come, it sweeps away everything. It sweeps away everything. Like everything. Most people, they seem to be happier in their relationships, in their romantic relationships, okay? Especially when they married, they seem to be way happier. The family, like, not until you get into the relationship, not until you share a room with, maybe just a few weeks, maybe 1 month, you'll see that it's just an imitation of what it's not, okay? It's just an imitation of what is not there, but what's supposed to be there or should be there, because some people they are some things in life they are so unreplaceable. Okay, now what am I talking about? I'm talking about a situation whereby you have lost someone who meant everything, someone who has been there, someone who treated you right, someone who never left you in times of difficulty. Okay, someone who was there, stood by you, like through the hardest times, through the happiest times in life. Okay, uh, so yeah, let me dive into this thing. Okay, what am I saying here? I'm saying from building a new relationship point of view with someone who has been there through everything, okay, through ups and downs. Sometimes you can fall in love with any lady you want in life, okay, but that's one who you always have fear of losing, okay, not because she's more beautiful than others, but because of the value she brings in your life. And that's deep, okay? That's deep. Okay? So, you know that uh, from nothing to something kind of woman, the rare type, okay? Someone whose tears cut deeper in a man's heart, okay? Every time she feels hurt because of you, like once she's gone, trust me, she's never coming back. That kind of woman, they never come back. They never look back. The moment they decide, you know what, this is too much for me, they will never come back. They will never come back. And every man, every man tend to do the same mistake again and again and again. Like it's like a curse. Like for men, it's like a curse. Okay, we are never aware until something is gone, and by the time something is gone, it becomes too hard to fix because it's unfixable. It's just unfixable. Now let me go on. Okay, and the unfortunate part of life is that every man always fall in love with that kind of woman at some point, and we tend to lose such women, but that's not the saddest part because the most painful part is to see someone treating her good and she's more happier now that she has finally left you, and she's happy with that new guy. And yeah, that hurts. Okay, like that's last sentence. Like she's finally happy that she has left you. Okay, so that's always gonna cut deeper into your heart. Okay, and you know very well that you probably won't ever find someone else who's like her, or someone who can replace her, or someone who can even imitate her. Okay, imitation is never the same thing as the real thing. Okay, no one can replace someone. Once you have lost someone, you have lost someone. No one can replace that someone. So you've just lost you've just lost a treasure over something that is not even permanent. let me tell let me tell you something. Most men are drowning in drugs and alcohol addiction because you see, like it's more like I'm repeating the same thing again and again and again, like the same points. But listen closely. Most men are drowning in drugs and alcohol addiction because of so much regret. There was this other movie that I've watched. It's a movie about Morgan Freeman and his other friend. Okay, Morgan Freeman, when he finally gets into a hospital because of cancerous disease, or cancer forming in his brain, if I do remember correctly. Uh, like that kind of movie, it's the kind of movie that makes you wonder in life. That's life is too short. Okay, life is way too short, and that movie explains uh, because Morgan Freeman and his friend had everything in life. They had everything in life. They were rich. They had money. They had everything. But the only thing that they never had, it's one thing. If I do remember correctly, or if I'm not messing around with other movies, it seems like Morgan Freeman lost someone who is closer to him. Okay, I don't remember exactly whether it was his wife or, but it's along those lines. Okay, and that movie is it's one of those movies that makes you wonder and think carefully about life. That, like, be careful of everything that you do in life. Okay, just be careful of everything that you do in life. Things that don't seem to be valuable today, they may be valuable tomorrow. Things that may seem to be valuable tomorrow, they may not seem, they may not even be valuable today. That's how life works. So, in relation to relationships, most men are in substance abuse simply because of the regret of losing someone. losing a wife, losing a lady, losing a girlfriend. Okay, Chris Brown lost Rihanna simply because of his negligence. Chris Brown, he did one thing. He became violent. Okay, and then he ended up losing someone who loved him more than anyone else in the world. Someone who like someone who meant the world to him. Someone who reshaped his life. Someone who had helped his career to take off. Now imagine losing someone like that. It's like Jay-Z losing Beyonce. It's like Jay-Z losing Beyonce. Someone who has helped shaped your life. Someone who has stood by you, like someone who can take a bullet for you. Okay, that's what I'm talking about today. So that's why most men have one thing in common. Immediately, as soon as they are on their 60s and 70s, maybe hundreds, when you ask them one question, and it's usually the same question, okay? You can go, if you can go back in your youth days, like your 20s and 30s, what's the one thing you can go back and fix? Most people, most men, most women, on their golden years, if you ask the same question, they will answer same they will answer the same question almost the same way. They will answer the same question almost the same way. They usually answer this question because they used to, like, I'm watching a lot of this stuff, okay, on YouTube and on TikTok, okay. Some they are even on Instagram, okay. Like, such content is everywhere. They will always say one thing and one thing only, that they have once lost or broken up with someone who meant the world to them. Okay, they have lost, or they had been so unfortunate in life to lose someone whom they dearly loved so much, someone who meant everything, someone who meant the world, okay, to them. And due to the fact that when you are young, sometimes when you are young, you think you have everything under control, and within a blink of an eye, that's a very thing is lost. And once it's lost. Like, it's lost. The L, the capital letter L, lost, and it can never be recovered back. No matter how hard you try, like, no matter how hard you try, you can try again and again and again, years after years after years. No matter how much money you may have in your possession, no matter how many cars you may have, no matter which status you may have, no matter how many years you can extend in your life, but those, like, all of those things, they mean nothing if you don't have this, or if you can't go back and fix. And, like, that's where everything goes wrong. That's where everything goes wrong in life. That's where everything tends to go, like, in a very, like, that's where everything goes wrong in life. It's simple as that. because some people, they tend to grow this violent nature in them. Okay, basically evil tends to take control. Some, they become stalkers, some they become killers, some they become kidnappers, some they become jealous, some they become all these unnecessary evil people, okay? Because of pain. Okay, I'm not there. I'm not there, and I'm not even justifying that. I'm just saying things that most people can relate to, okay? Some men, they are not even, some men, they they treat the situation like a wound, just put a plaster on it. Who knows, one day it may heal, okay? Now, that's when they turn into alcoholism. They turn into substance abuse just to numb the pain, okay? But the point, no matter how many bottles you drink, no matter how many smokes you smoke, no matter how many cigarettes you smoke, no matter which drug, how strong the drug may be, like some pain, like there's this one pain that never goes away. It's just there. It's always there. It stays there. It stays there. Normally, it stays there until you die. The pain of losing someone you once loved, like someone who meant the world to you, like someone irreplaceable, someone who makes everything like feels okay, someone who was there, someone who's been there, someone who you even drew a tattoo of, like the same kind of tattoos, a puzzle, like a love puzzle. Someone whom you have made a promise to date until the end of time. Someone who you've made a promise to give children and a beautiful future ahead. And only to find that through through carelessness and like a lot of things, they tend to play all at once when it comes to these relationships. Even like to a point whereby like other women, they fall pregnant, you know, and men on the other side, they tend to impregnate someone else on the other side. Like it becomes messy, okay? Like umuntu wesifazane, like uyakwazi like ukuthi yenze imistake yokuthi akhulelwe omunye ingane yomunye umuntu while esakwi relationship nomunye umuntu. And same thing applies to men. Even worse when it comes to men. Like men, they can get married and mess up the whole thing just overnight. Overnight, like overnight. Sometimes it doesn't even require you to be even in a serious relationship like marriage and stuff. Just a simple relationship can end up being fucked simply because you couldn't contain yourself. You couldn't grow up. Okay, you couldn't grow up. So yeah, if you do relate to what I'm talking about today, please. So if you can relate to what I'm talking about today, please don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to comment. Share this episode to someone. Share this episode to everyone else, okay? And one piece of advice before I close the show is ngathi singazama ukuthi like silimite or sibalekele ama regrets, like empilweni ngoba sometimes, and futhi like most importantly, ngathi singazama ukuhlonipha like abantu esijola nabo at some point. Umuntu wesifazane akathandani nawe ngoba eswele izinto engazenza. And same thing as umuntu wesilisa akathandani nawe as like just nje ukuthi like uswele izinto like angazenza yabo. It's because when you love someone, okay? And when you have 1 year with someone, you have like that changes everything. As soon as your relationship turns into 1 year, it changes everything, okay? So taking for granted someone who has stood by you for over 1 year, like 365 days, that's something else. It's just an insult, okay? I'm not saying I never did mistakes. I did mistakes and I've grown. I've changed, okay? I've grown. I'm a grown man now. I'm 28 years old. I'm a grown man. I no longer do like I no longer do such things, okay? Like I did those things in my 20s and my uh, early 17s, okay? My early teenagehood. I did those things and I'm not about those things now, okay? I'm not saying I don't make mistakes. I do make mistakes as a man and as a person, but not to that point, okay? Not to that point. Growing up, it means you know how to say no to some things or to certain things. How you take care of yourself, okay? You know how to take care of yourself. You should know how to if you don't know. You should learn from your previous mistakes. You should learn from mistakes. You should grow up. Be mature. That's my advice because you lose that individual, you lose that person, and as soon as you lose that person, your eyes will open. And by the time your eyes are opened, it will already be too late. Because khona enye ibhari ezomthatha lo muntu imphathe kahle. Yayizwa leyo nto. So yeah, stay tuned and see you on the next episode. Cheers.